Welcome to AccountingSuite latest release overview. This video will walk you through the recent updates in 26.2 release. In this release, invoicing gets more flexible with proper accounting treatment for progressive invoicing. This feature should be enabled under the sales settings. Once enabled, this option will allow to partially or fully create a sales document based on sales quote, sales order, or a shipment. Each time the Generate button is clicked in the document, the progressive invoicing screen appears and allows user to select one of the three options to either create a sales invoice for the full amount, for a certain percentage, or for selected items and different percentage for each item. In the sales order list, the invoicing percentage is displayed, and in the sales quotes list, there are two new columns with ordering percentage and the invoicing percentage. Another accounting feature is that you can now also apply the journal entries directly in the customer or vendor credits. This can simplify complex credit situations. For example, when the prepayment has been imported as an opening balance figure with a journal entry document. Now let's take a look at the taxes. The dedicated tax settings are now separated from the general settings, making configuration clearer and safer. One of the new settings is whether the discount should be included in the tax base, aligning with local requirements. This here is an overall setting, and it can be changed in individual sales documents following the hyperlink in the header. In the VAT, we now support the profit margin scheme that lets calculate the tax on the difference between the purchase price and selling price. To use this feature, there should be a new tax created in the taxes list, and calculation base has to be specified as profit margin. Then this tax should be included into the tax group and the tax group assigned to specific items. For the withholding tax, there is a new journal that gathers all transactions affecting the withholding tax GL accounts. This list can be filtered by company, or a time filter can be applied, and the documents that are listed here depend on the setting in the tax settings. In some countries, according to the local legislation, the withholding tax should be applied upon payment. In other countries, it should be applied upon the invoicing. And there is a new report that displays the withholding tax in details, which is similar to the existing value-added tax report in terms of structure. It splits the withholding tax into withholding tax liability and creditable withholding tax, and provides a breakdown to transaction type, document currency, tax type, and tax rate. This report can be displayed in the transaction currency or in the default currency in the home currency, which is set in the general settings. For the regional tax compliance in Philippines, there is a new print form which is called BIR 2307, and which is a certificate of creditable tax withheld at source. It specifies the tax amount, the tax base, and the tax withheld. It can be accessed from the print form menu. For multiple documents, we can highlight the multiple documents and then select the BIR, setup and print, and tick the required documents, or filter the list by the companies and then get one print form for multiple documents. The purchasing and banking become more planning friendly. In the purchase order, there is now a GL accounts tab, just like there is a GL accounts tab in the bill, that allows to pay for expenses or for asset acquisition in advance. In the bank reconciliation document, the service and interest earned can now be allocated to any accounts containing project, or other extra dimensions allowing to precisely allocate the income and expenses. In the cash receipt, there has been a restriction removed from the credit side of the cash receipt. Now, this document can be used not only to record the prepayments and the settlement of any accounts receivable, but for other purposes. For example, to account for any loan that has been received and should be repaid. In the data import tool, there are some new features. First, the payroll document can be imported using the Import from File button. The payroll calculations can be performed outside of the system and then imported with no calculation into AccountingSuite. The documents that have been imported into the system can be recognized by the pencil sign. Another new feature is in the data import tool for the items. They can be imported along with their image. The image should be entered as the file path. And there are some enhancements that increase the overall usability. The General Ledger report contains the running balance. After each transaction, the attachments are no longer limited to the documents, but attachments can be added to GL accounts, to projects, and classes. And the inventory adjustment document has a search field in the header that can be used to search for specific inventory in huge lists. These features work together to foster your everyday work in AccountingSuite. Please update your database and explore the new features. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next release.